I'm going to call a special meeting of the Board of Aldermen to order on Tuesday, April 22nd, 2025 at 7 p.m. in the Aldermanic Chamber, which has been duly noticed in 2 places, including the city's website in accordance with the requirements of RSA 91A. Prayer will be offered by City Clerk Dan Healy and Alderman Sullivan, who will lead us in the pledge to the flag.
Almighty God, we have the high honor and the serious duty to manage the affairs of our beloved city. Fill us, O God, with a spirit of unity and understanding, which enables us to face our multiple problems with a serene mind, with justice and charity for all, so that any and all decisions made by us will always be for the betterment and greater happiness of all our fellow citizens. So help us God. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Let's start the meeting by taking a roll call attendance, please.
Alderman O'Brien.
Present.
Alderwoman Timmons.
Here.
Alderman Moran.
Here.
Alderman Thibodeau.
Here.
Alderman Guerrero.
Here.
Alderman Lopez.
Here.
Alderman Sullivan.
Here.
Alderman Clemens. Alderman Senate.
Here.
Alderman Jettie.
Here.
Alderman Tebow.
Here.
Alderman Clee.
Here.
Alderman Dowd.
Present.
Alderwoman Kelly.
Here.
Alderman Wilshire.
Here.
14 present, 1 absent.
Thank you. Also joining us this evening is Mayor Jim Donchis and Corporation Counsel Steve Bolton. Communications.
Communication has been received from President Laurie Wilshire, Board of Aldermen, regarding calling a special Board of Aldermen meeting on April 22nd, 2025 at 7 p.m. relative to update on energy goals and livable Nashua plan.
There being no objection, I'll accept the communication and place it on file. So I'm going to recognize Deb Chisholm, the Sustainability Manager, and Doria Brown, the Energy Manager, to give us a presentation. The update on energy goals and livable Nashua plan.
That's my only slide, so. Deb Chisholm, I am the Sustainability Department Manager, and I'm impressed that you guys all showed up. I'm super appreciative that you're all here a half hour early to listen to our presentation. Very appropriate that today is actually Earth Day, so happy Earth Day to everybody. I am here with my 2 co-workers, Laventa Kinsey and Doria Brown. They're going to do the heavy lift tonight with presenting you with all the information. But if you recall, a year ago, we had finalized our sustainability plan that we call the Livable Nashua Plan. So we're kind of here tonight to give you a bit of an update. I know you've probably heard a little bit here and a little bit there of some of the things that we do. And you may have already had a sneak peek at what we're going to tell you tonight. If you subscribe to our quarterly newsletter, you can do that on our website, livablenashua.org. You can also find a copy of the sustainability plan out there where we actually track our progress. So what we've got out there are the 64 action items that we came away with in that sustainability plan. And I don't want to give away any of the surprises that are coming your way, but you can easily go out there and check out what we've worked on so far to date. I will say that we've made some great progress, and Levent will give you some more information on that. I will say over the last year, one of the things that has been very promising and very exciting is that we've worked with a lot of departments that we might not normally have worked with. We worked with the purchasing department and a bunch of departments with the evaluation of purchasing electric vehicles. We've worked with the fire department, with the police department, environmental health, school department, the parking folks. So we've really made some great progress on that. Again, some more details coming down the pike. We've worked with the DPW on a microgrid project that's sort of been rolling around in people's brains for quite some time now, and we think that we might be getting close to actually putting rubber where the rubber meets the road and getting some actual work done on that. I know you've seen me up here a couple of times already. I'm thankful to be up here tonight, not actually asking for money, which is normally what I'm doing up here. I'll see you next month for that part. But the Jackson Mills Hydro Project is very close to being completed at this point, and will hopefully, as a result, will give us some more reliant and efficient renewable energy through that program. If you guys have seen what the powerhouse looks like now, it's pretty spectacular. If you've been at the library parking lot and looked across the river, or if you've had a margarita at Margaritas and looked out the window, it's pretty neat. So we're hoping that by next month, Margaritas will be able to use that space for rooftop dining, if you will. And hopefully that new project will be quieter than the other one was. And last but not least, I know you're going to hear a little bit tonight from Planning Director Sam Durfee about land use code, and we've worked closely with him to try to get some of the items that we have, actionable items in our plan, are very related to the land use code and the planning and subdivision regulations, so we've been working closely with those guys too. So I don't want to bore you anymore. The actual data and the important stuff is coming your way. I'll hand off the clicker here to Levent DeKinsey. You are next, right? Yes. Okay. Levent does a lot of work with our transportation stuff, so thank you.
Thank you very much. So just as a general overview, first of all, out of all the actions that we have in the plan, we've already completed 5 of them. And we have another 24 that we've started working on. So we're actually at about almost 50% of, having about almost 50% of the plan's actions either completed or actively underway. So really great progress to begin with. We're very happy with what we've done this first year. We're optimistic that we will be able to maintain momentum moving into our second year of implementation as well. But I did want to note that some of these actions, whether they're already in progress or are yet to be started, are longer-term projects as well. So they may extend beyond the initial 5-year time frame and could be considered in the future iterations of this plan as well. So we shouldn't expect that at the end of that first 5 years, when we go into our next iteration of the plan, that this whole pie chart would be green. We should still expect to see some blue on there at that point. So moving on to some of the highlights of what we've accomplished in this first year. You may remember that the plan was divided into a number of focus areas. So from our Thriving Natural Resources section, we wanted to talk a little bit about some work we've been doing with the Conservation Commission. We've been developing educational materials and disseminating information on sustainable landscaping practices with their help. And thus far, this work has really focused on sustainable landscaping practices such as rain gardens, which is what you see up there. And also focused on the use of native species in landscaping too. And at the moment, this information has really been targeted at local residents, but in the future may also be targeted at the city itself and the practices that we use in our own landscaping. Now, in regards to smart waste and water management, we wanted to thank the IT department for the notifications that ask you to consider if printing is really necessary, and for tracking printing itself. Because by better understanding the city's printing needs, we're able to start developing the best ways that we can collectively reduce our paper usage here in the city. And not only does reducing paper usage actually help reduce waste, but also has the added co-benefits of cost savings and improved organization and efficiency too. Oops. Now, one key component of building a resilient and healthy community in the Livable Natural Plan was launching our own local air quality monitoring network. We recognize that while the state level data that's available provides a valuable overview, it often misses nuances of local air quality right here in Nashua. And while having established a local air monitoring network has allowed us to actually capture those local nuances from local events that actually happen. Excuse me, that actually happen right here in Nashua. So if you look at the graph that I have up here, on January 1st this year, our sensors detected a sharp increase in particulate matter. As you can see, the air quality briefly reached levels considered unhealthy for sensitive groups. So that includes children, the elderly, people with respiratory conditions, cardiac conditions. And this spike was directly linked to New Year's Eve fireworks, but it was not visible on the state level data. So the reason for that is because they don't have a monitoring station right here in Nashua that measures pollutants like particulate matter, which is what our local air sensors are measuring for. So it gives us that extra level of information to really help inform our residents as best as possible. So one section in the plan that we've had significant progress on has been the sustainable transportation and land use section. Notably, as Deb mentioned, with the help of purchasing, we've been able to create and formalize a municipal zero-emission vehicle purchasing policy that considers operational requirements of vehicles and availability of suitable models at the time of replacement, which in turn supported the resolution passed in 2023, which we have up there as well. With this new purchasing policy in place, we've actually managed to increase the number of zero emissions vehicles from just 2 in 2023 to 14 in 2025. And this should translate to an estimated savings of $16,450 in vehicle operation and fuel costs at the end of 2025. Now, we've also seen an exponential growth in EV registrations in Nashua in the last 10 years. So we've really prioritized actions within the Livable Nashua Plan that enhance EV accessibility in our community as well. So efforts have included community engagement, for instance, at our annual sustainability fair, happening again on Saturday. We host an EV showcase to educate residents about EVs, connect them to additional resources and things like that. And we've also been collaborating with the state to promote EV adoption and remove barriers to ownership. A key aspect of this collaboration has involved jointly pursuing federal grant opportunities to expand Nashua's network of public EV charging stations. And finally, one other highlight from this section of the plan, we are working on expanding the e-scooter program that runs spring through fall to include bike share again. So earlier this year, we released an RFP for this, and we are currently in the process of sorting out an agreement to hopefully have bikes back in Nashua later this year. And if you are interested in how that program will run or would like to provide some input on that, we are doing community engagement at the Sustainability Fair again to talk a little bit about that. And with that, I'm going to pass it over to Doria to give us some energy updates.
Thank you.
Hello. How are you all? You don't have to answer that. It's fine. So I wanted to talk about some of the completed livable Nashua actions for energy. I'm very proud to say that we have the most completed actions in the energy section. The first one is to designate Nashua's existing energy fund as a resource for financing municipal decarbonization retrofits supported by electrical vehicle charging and revenue and energy efficient rebates and grants. So these goals are kind of a moving target, and we weren't able to take the existing energy fund and dust it off, but we have created a Nashua Community Benefit Fund that our excess community power reserves go into to help fund other projects. And that brings me to the next goal, which is to increase the Community Power Program Reserve Fund to invest in local renewable energy projects. So we added a 0.2 cent adder to the Community power rate from August to January, and that generated just under $200,000 in funds to reinvest in the community. And I think that this paints a really interesting picture because we were able to complete those first two goals, and that opened the door for us to do the next pieces. So currently, using the Livable Nashua funds, we're working on launching a residential commercial energy coaching program. This program will help residents figure out how they can decrease their energy bills through energy efficient measures. I think that energy efficiency is really hard to understand sometimes for people who aren't in the energy industry. And there's a lot of mistrust between contractors and those who are getting a ton of different quotes at very different prices. And this program is going to help people understand their quotes, understand what projects they should do first, so that they can move forward and implement an energy strategy in their own homes, decreasing their energy bills. The next objective that we have in progress is to advocate to the state to improve enabled statutes for local renewable energy development. So we're no stranger to renewable energy in Nashua. We have 2 hydroelectric facilities, which Deb mentioned earlier. And in the legislature, sometimes we can experience some legislation that's proposed that could potentially make our hydroelectric facilities less valuable. And we've been working with the Community Power Coalition to advocate for renewable energy to maintain the value of our renewable energy assets. The next goal is to install a series of microgrids at critical municipal facilities throughout the city. This is by far my favorite goal. I think it's really innovative. We are working with DPW to figure out ways where we can attach the landfill gas to energy plant to the DPW building and potentially the DPW garage if that comes to fruition. And that site would become a resiliency hub for the city of Nashua. If the power is out, we have a place to charge vehicles. We have a place that we can ensure will always have electricity. And the last goal is to coordinate with utilities in peer cities to advocate for grid updates and support increased electrification. We do this all the time with the Community Power Coalition. I'm happy to announce that the coalition's having their annual meeting this Thursday, and I'll probably have another update for you about that in June with new electric rates, so please stay tuned. So let's talk about numbers and dollars, which I think is really important as we're investing in these sustainability and renewable energy projects. Here I have a graph showing the annual savings from solar for each of our solar projects. So if you look at the chart, you will only see 5 there. When we have 6, the reason why all 6 aren't on the chart is because we just turned on the McCarthy Middle School, I think last month. And I'm sorry, but I don't have the data that quickly for annual savings. So Fairgrounds Junior High, we're saving about, or just under $160,000 a year on energy costs. And then Dr. Chris Elementary is just over $20,000. Pennachuck is just under $60,000. Lake Street just over $40,000, and the Transit Garage is just under $20,000. This is a significant amount of money for energy costs. The total annual savings is $273,000. That's pretty cool. One interesting fact about this is that our least expensive solar array is about that much money. And if we were to reinvest that money in purchasing our solar arrays, that savings would go up, and we would be able to buy the next solar array. The savings would go up and up and up until it's just all savings for the community. Now, I think it's important that since we're here, we have a little bit of an ad for the Sustainability Fair. I don't know if you all know, but it's happening on Saturday. And I did force everybody to make this video, so I'm going to force you all to watch it. Hit it, Donna.
Hi, I'm the Mayor of Nashua, and I'm passing the plan to the Director of Community Development.
I'm passing the plan to someone from the library.
I'm Holly, and I'm passing the plant to someone in the Sustainability Department. It's really a book.
I'm passing the plan to someone from planning.
I am passing the plan to the person that made us make this video.
Hi, I'm the one that forced everybody to make this video in hopes that you come to the Nashua Sustainability Fair. It's going to be on April 26th at the Nashua Public Library from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. I hope to see you there. Oh, and I'm passing the flag to the mayor.
You can clap, it's okay. Just kidding. Thank you.
Movie star.
Oh, we're not playing it again. So, to keep up to date, check out livablenashua.org. That's where we're tracking all of our plan objectives, and you can see what the sustainability department is up to. You'll be able to see energy figures on our hydroelectric facilities. You'll be able to see more solar figures and a lot more about our energy strategy. So, if you have any questions, I'm happy to open the floor.
Alderman Sennett.
Thank you, Madam President. Just a real quick one. As a lifelong asthmatic, I was very impressed to see that we're doing our own air quality monitoring here in the city. I just had a question because, ashamedly, I didn't know about these sensors. I was just wondering how many we have, where they're located. Are they permanent fixtures? Is it sort of time and place monitoring that we're doing? I'm curious.
So currently we have two air sensors. One is on top of City Hall, actually. And then the other one is located out by, what street? Off of Broad Street, near North High School. What was the other question that you had about that?
Are they permanently affixed, or do they go up and down to do time and place monitoring? Or?
So we have them set up to be in those places permanently, but they are considered portable sensors. So if we wanted to move them somewhere else to check on something, that is technically possible. There's just some behind-the-scenes work that would need to be done to be able to kind of set up the location and everything so that it's reporting accurately.
Great, thank you very much.
No problem.
Anyone else? Thank you very much for the presentation this evening. Very interesting, and I hope everyone shows up at your sustainability fair. Alderman O'Brien.
Thank you, Madam President. I would like to make the motion that the April 22nd, 2025 special meeting of the Board of Aldermen be adjourned.
Motion is to adjourn. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We are adjourned at 7:24 p.m. Thank you.